Yo, Raider Nation, what's good? It's your boy, hyped up and ready to dive into some spicy Las Vegas Raiders news. Buckle up, because we got a wild update that's got the AFC West buzzing. Picture this. A former Raiders tight end, cut loose, tries to find a new home with our rivals, the Denver Broncos, only for it all to come crashing down. What went wrong? Let's unpack the drama surrounding Cole Fotheringham's failed physical and what it means for the silver and black legacy. Are you ready to get into it? Let's roll. First off, let's set the stage. The Las Vegas Raiders have been stacking talent at tight end, with young studs like Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers stealing the show. Mayer, our 2023 second-round pick, has been a solid force, grinding it out on the field. But Bowers? Man, this dude came in hot as a 2024 first-rounder, smashing records left and right, earning a Pro Bowl nod, and landing on the All-Pro first team in his rookie year. That's the kind of firepower we're working with. So, with all this talent, someone had to get the boot, and that someone was Cole Fotheringham. What do you think about our tight end depth? Drop it in the comments. Now here's where it gets juicy. Fotheringham, who was let go by the Raiders at the end of last season, thought he'd found a new home with the Denver Broncos in May. Yeah, our AFC West rivals. He was set to compete with guys like Evan Engram and Adam Troutman under Sean Payton's system. But hold up, things took a sharp turn this week. The Broncos made a move, signing an undrafted rookie tight end, Caden Prieskorn, and in the same breath, they waived Fotheringham with an injury designation. Ouch! What's the vibe on this? Did the Broncos dodge a bullet, or is this a missed opportunity? Let's keep it real. Fotheringham's time with the Raiders wasn't exactly legendary. In 2022, he played just 2 games for us, catching 1 pass for 6 yards. Not exactly setting the field on fire, right? With Mayer and Bowers dominating, it's no surprise he was cut loose. But here's the question. Could he still have a future in the NFL? Or is this the end of the road? Stick with me as we dig deeper into this story and what it means for Raider Nation. All right, Raider Nation, let's keep the energy high. We're diving deeper into this Cole Fotheringham saga, and trust me, there's more to unpack. The Las Vegas Raiders have been building a powerhouse at tight end, but not every player can handle the silver and black spotlight. So, what happened when Fotheringham tried to switch sides to the Denver Broncos? Spoiler alert, it didn't go as planned. Let's break it down and figure out why this move fell apart. Ready for the next chapter? Let's rewind a bit. Fotheringham joined the Raiders back in 2022, but his time on the field was, well, let's just say minimal. 2 games, 1 catch, 6 yards. That's it. Meanwhile, our boy Michael Mayer was out there putting in work, and Brock Bowers? He came in like a wrecking ball, breaking records and earning Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors in his first season. With that kind of talent, it's no wonder Fotheringham got squeezed out. But do you think he could have been a hidden gem we let slip? Hit me with your thoughts. Fast forward to this spring. Fotheringham signs with the Broncos, looking for a fresh start. He's competing for a spot in a tight end room with Evan Engram and Adam Troutman, coached by Sean Payton, who's known for scheming up big plays. Sounds like a solid opportunity, right? But here's the kicker. On Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, the Broncos flipped the script. They brought in Caden Prieskorn, an undrafted free agent from Memphis and Ole Miss, and in the same move, they cut Fotheringham with an injury designation. Posts on X confirmed this, with sources like at Zach Stevens' DNVR and at McKechnie's 9 News reporting the news. What's your take on this injury situation? This injury designation is where things get murky. It suggests Fotheringham didn't pass his physical, which raises questions about his health and future in the league. Was this a one-off issue, or is it a bigger problem? The Broncos clearly weren't willing to wait around to find out, opting for Prieskorn instead. Let's keep this train moving. Could Fotheringham bounce back, maybe even with the Raiders? Let's explore that next. What's good, Raider Nation? We're back, diving into the next piece of this Cole Fotheringham puzzle. The Las Vegas Raiders have always been about that bold, fearless vibe, but not every player can keep up with the silver and black standard. Fotheringham's exit from Denver has us all talking, and now we're wondering, what's next for this former Raider? Could there be a redemption arc, Or is this the end of his NFL journey? Let's break it down. Let's talk about Fotheringham's time with the Raiders. Signed before the 2022 season, he was more of a practice squad guy than a game changer. In his 2 games with us, he barely made a dent, 1 catch for 6 yards. Compare that to Brock Bowers, who was out here setting the NFL on fire as a rookie, or Michael Mayer, who's been a reliable target. It's clear why the Raiders moved on. But here's a thought. Did we give up on Fotheringham too soon, or was he just not cut out for the big stage? What's your call, nation? Now, let's zoom in on this Denver drama. When Fotheringham signed with the Broncos in May, it seemed like a chance to stick it to us, their AFC West rivals. He was set to compete for a roster spot, but the injury designation that came with his release on June 3rd, 2025, tells a different story. According to posts on X, the Broncos waived him after signing Caden Prieskorn, a promising undrafted rookie. The injury tag suggests he failed a physical, which is a tough break for any player. Do you think this injury will haunt him, or can he shake it off? Here's where it gets interesting. The Raiders' current regime, with new leadership since Fotheringham's departure, might not even consider bringing him back. But could another team take a chance on him? Maybe a squad like the Seattle Seahawks, where Pete Carroll and John Spidek are calling the shots. The path to playing time is steep, especially with elite tight ends dominating the league. Stick around as we dig into what this means for the Raiders' rivals and our own roster. Raider Nation, let's keep the vibes high and the conversation rolling. We're knee-deep in this Cole Fotheringham story, and it's got all the makings of an NFL plot twist. From his brief stint with the Las Vegas Raiders to his abrupt exit from the Denver Broncos, this tight end's journey is anything but smooth. So, what's the fallout from this failed physical, and how does it impact the AFC West landscape? Let's dive in and see what's cooking. First, let's reflect on Fotheringham's Raiders chapter. He joined the Silver and Black in 2022, but his impact was, well, let's call it subtle. 1 catch, 6 yards, 2 games. Not exactly the stuff of legends. Meanwhile, our tight end room was getting a major upgrade with Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, who've been lighting it up. Bowers, especially, was a rookie sensation, earning Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors. With that kind of star power, Fotheringham was always going to struggle to stick around. Do you think he had untapped potential, or was he just outclassed? Let me know below. Now, the Denver situation. Fotheringham signed with the Broncos in May, looking to carve out a role alongside Evan Engram and Adam Troutman. But on June 3rd, 2025, the Broncos shook things up, signing Caden Prieskorn and waiving Fotheringham with an injury designation. This move by Denver could shift the AFC West dynamic. The Broncos are clearly looking for fresh talent, and Prieskorn, with his college pedigree from Memphis and Ole Miss, might be a sneaky good pickup. For the Raiders, though, this is a reminder of how stacked our tight end room is. Could Fotheringham find a new home, maybe even circle back to a team like the Raiders? Let's keep digging into the possibilities. Yo, Raider Nation, we're halfway through this wild ride, and the Cole Fotheringham story is heating up. The Las Vegas Raiders have always been about bold moves and big talent, but not every player gets to shine in the silver and black. Fotheringham's exit from Denver has us all buzzing. What does this mean for him, for the Broncos, and for our Raiders? Let's break it down and keep the energy high. Let's take a step back to Fotheringham's Raiders days. Signed in 2022, he was more of a depth piece than a star. 1 catch for 6 yards in 2 games doesn't scream game changer, especially when you got Michael Mayer grinding and Brock Bowers dropping jaws with his Pro Bowl and All-Pro rookie season. The Raiders' tight end room is a fortress right now, and Fotheringham just couldn't break through. Do you think he deserved more snaps? Or was he out of his depth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now let's talk Denver. Fotheringham signed with the Broncos in May, hoping to compete for a spot under Sean Payton. But on June 3rd, 2025, the rug got pulled out. The Broncos signed undrafted rookie Caden Prieskorn and waived Fotheringham with an injury designation, as reported by McKechnie's 9 News and others on X. That injury tag points to a failed physical, which is a tough blow for any player. What's your take? Can Fotheringham bounce back from this, or is his NFL dream in jeopardy? This move also shines a light on the Broncos' strategy. By bringing in Prescorn, a versatile rookie with a solid college resume, they're clearly looking to shake up their tight end room. For Raider Nation, this is a chance to laugh a little. Our rivals thought they had a steal, but now they're back to square one. Let's keep this going. What's next for Fotheringham, and how does this impact our Raiders? What's up, Raider Nation? We're deep in this Cole Fotheringham drama, and it's got all the twists and turns of classic NFL storyline. The Las Vegas Raiders are riding high with their tight end talent, but Fotheringham's rocky road with the Denver Broncos has us wondering what's next. Is this the end for him, or could there be a surprise comeback? Let's dive into the next chapter and keep the Raider fire burning. Let's revisit Fotheringham's time with the Raiders. He joined in 2022, but his stat line is about as thin as it gets. 1 catch, 6 yards, 2 games. Compare that to Brock Bowers, who tore it up as a rookie with Pro Bowl and All-Pro honors, or Michael Mayer, who's been a steady force. It's no shock Fotheringham got cut loose last season. Our tight end room is just too stacked. But here's a question. Could he have been a diamond in the rough, or was he just not Raiders material? What's your take? The Denver saga is where it gets messy. Fotheringham signed with the Broncos in May, looking to prove himself against Evan Engram and Adam Troutman. But on June 3rd, 2025, the Broncos made a swift move, signing Caden Prescorn and waiving Fotheringham with an injury designation. Posts on X from @BroncosYear_doc and at Denver Gas Sports backed this up, pointing to a failed physical. That's a rough break. Failing a physical can tank a player's stock. Do you think he can recover, or is this a career ender? For the Raiders, this news is a reminder of how strong our roster is. Bowers and Mayer are the present and future, and we don't need to look back. But for Fotheringham, the road ahead is tough. Could he land with another team, maybe one desperate for tight end depth? Or is a return to the Raiders under new management even remotely possible? Let's keep peeling back the layers. Raider Nation, we're nearing the end of this Cole Fotheringham roller coaster, and it's been a wild one. The Las Vegas Raiders are all about that silver and black pride, and our tight end room is proof we're building something special. But Fotheringham's flop with the Denver Broncos has us thinking, what's the bigger picture here? Let's dive into the next piece and see how this shakes out for Raider Nation and beyond. Let's look back at Fotheringham's Raiders stint one more time. Signed in 2022, he barely got a chance to shine. 2 games, 1 catch, 6 yards. With Michael Mayer holding it down and Brock Bowers rewriting the record books as a rookie, Fotheringham was outmatched. The Raiders made the right call moving on, but it makes you wonder, could he have developed into something more with more time? Or was he just not cut out for the Las Vegas spotlight? Hit me with your thoughts below. Now, the Denver drama. On June 3rd, 2025, the Broncos signed rookie Caden Prescorn and waived Fotheringham with an injury designation. As reported across XBI and others, that injury tag, likely tied to a failed physical, is a gut punch. It's not just about losing a roster spot. It can make other teams hesitant to take a chance on him. What do you think? Can Fotheringham find a new home, or is this a sign his NFL days are numbered? This also puts the spotlight on the Broncos roster moves. By bringing in Prescorn, a raw but talented rookie, they're taking a gamble on youth. For Raider Nation, it's a chance to flex. Our tight end duo of Bowers and Mayer is light years ahead. But could Fotheringham's story have a twist? Maybe with a team like the Seahawks or another squad looking for depth? Let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. All right, Raider Nation, we're at the finish line of this Cole Fotheringham saga, and what a ride it's been. The Las Vegas Raiders are building a legacy, and our tight end room is a big part of that. But Fotheringham's exit from Denver has us reflecting on the NFL's highs and lows. Let's tie this all together and look at what it means for our silver and black future. Ready for the grand finale? Let's do this. Fotheringham's time with the Raiders was short and sweet. Well, maybe not so sweet. 2 games, 1 catch, 6 yards in 2022. That's a footnote compared to the dominance of Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, who's already a Pro Bowl and All-Pro star. The Raiders' decision to move on was a no-brainer, but it makes you wonder, could Fotheringham have been a project worth keeping, or was he always destined to fade out? What's your verdict, Nation? The Denver chapter closed fast. On June 3rd, 2025, the Broncos signed Caden Prieskorn and cut Fotheringham with an injury designation, as confirmed by posts on X. That failed physical is a tough pill to swallow. It's not just a setback. It could scare off other teams. For the Broncos, Prieskorn represents a fresh start, but for Raider Nation, this is a reminder of how stacked we are. Bowers and Mayer are carrying the torch, and we're not looking back. Do you think Fotheringham can bounce back somewhere else? As we close out, let's celebrate the strength of our Las Vegas Raiders. Our tight end room is elite, and we're ready to dominate the AFC West. What's next for Fotheringham? Maybe a new team, maybe a long shot at redemption. But for now, Raider Nation, let's keep the faith and keep pushing forward. Smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more Las Vegas Raiders news, and share this with your fellow fans. Until next time, stay proud, stay loud, and let's go Raiders.